state capital. Let's take a look at today's headlines. FG cautions Nigerians in Sudan to avoid treacherous journeys. Medical practitioners in New York calls on residents to use insecticide-treated nets to avoid 24 re-election campaign. We will bring you the details of these stories and more in a moment. In Sudan, but warned them against making treacherous journeys in a bid to return home. The director overseeing the Office of the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Janet Olisa, and the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management, also gave the advice in a joint statement today. They were to remain calm and maintain constant communication with officials of the Nigerian Embassy in Sudan for instructions and updates. They expressed concerns over the dire humanitarian situation caught up in the ongoing crisis between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. Meanwhile, the chairman and CEO of Nigerians and Diaspora Commission, NICOM, Abike Dabiri-Rewa's interview. The NICOM boss also cautioned against certain mobilization efforts of the National Association of Nigerian Students (NANS) involving the pooling of funds to facilitate the transportation of Nigerian students in the North African country away from their campuses. The most likely places, according to her, will be some borders in Egypt, from which the students would be transported home by air. Dabiri-Rewa argued that there has been a tremendous progress, noting that every Nigerian student now has a meeting of the 36 state governors of the Federation will be held on Wednesday, April 26, 2023 in Abuja. This is according to an invitation to all the 36 governors issued by the Director General of the Nigeria Governors Forum, Aisha Nana. The latter further stated that all the governors would have the opportunity to give their valedictory remarks after the chairman's opening speech. 17 governors are leaving the forum, having completed their terms of office, while of Aminu Tambuwal, the Sokoto State Governor, who assumed leadership of the forum following the expiration of the tenure of former chairman and Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi. The National Population Commission (NPC) has said its server is intact and ready to be deployed for the May 3 to 5 population and housing census. This was contained in a statement signed by the committee. Maigada said the commission's server was hacked, leading to the postponement of the local government areas level training of the supervisors and enumerators for the census. Yahaya in the statement said the information was false, adding that the Youth Service Corps has announced that the 2023 Batch A Stream 2 orientation course of the scheme will begin on Wednesday, April 26, 2023. It added that the orientation course for Lagos and the Federal Capital Territory will commence on May 3, 2023. While noting that some of those deployed to the FCT will have their orientation course in Nasarawa and Niger camps, stressing that some prospective Corps members deployed to Lagos for more information on their deployments. And back here, medical practitioners in New York, the Kwabam state capital, have called on residents and citizens of Nigeria to protect the commemoration of the World Malaria Day celebrated today, aimed at raising awareness on the mosquito-borne disease and examine efforts towards the prevention, innovate, implement, a call to implement the currently available tools and strategies to reach those who are in need at the Western Pacific. Symptoms of malaria to include fever, headache, fatigue, diarrhea, among others. They advise residents to avoid stagnant water that breeds mosquitoes around the environment.
When Withodium could only be found or harbored by a female Anopheles mosquito, So that's the genesis of malaria. There are many, one or two symptoms: fatigue. Some could feel nauseated. Some could have headache. Some could have abdominal pains. And so when we talk about symptoms of the malaria parasite, where do you find these mosquitoes? You find them where there are white bushes. You find them where there are stagnant water. You find them where they're like.
We go over to Africa, where the United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said that Sudan's warring generals had agreed to a 3-day ceasefire after previous bids to pause the conflict. Rapid support forces have agreed to implement a nationwide ceasefire. Well, according to Blinken, the United States was also working with partners to set up a committee that would negotiate a permanent ceasefire in Sudan. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and some officials have said that the country has evacuated 45 nationals and their spouses from Sudan and temporarily closed its embassy. Kishida said a total of 45 people took off from Eastern to travel from Sudan to Djibouti and Ethiopia with help from France and international organizations. He noted that another 8 Japanese had left from Sudan to evacuate them. On the foreign scene, US President Joe Biden, who said he will seek a second 4-year term, has formally launched his 2024 re-election campaign, oldest president in the US history, and would be 86 after a second full term in 2029. I recall that he did face off against Donald Trump in 2008 and the prospect of a rematch between the pair on the 5th of November 2024. Both are considered favorites to win their nominations. Reports say Vice President Kamala Harris, aged 58, still on the foreign scene. Jury's election is scheduled to start today in a civil trial pitting former US President Donald Trump against the former American columnist her in a New York department store, and then defamed her after she went public with the allegation years later. But Trump, who is reportedly facing the start of the trial, comes just weeks after his historic arraignment on criminal charges related to a harsh money payment made to an adult star just before the 2016 election. Reports say the trial is likely to last between 1 to 2 weeks. The penalty gives Luton Town win over Middlesbrough in England Championship. To stay with us. Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. On our business news, the chairman of shell companies in Nigeria, Osagio Kubo, has said Nigeria has lost an opportunity to produce and sell about 65,700,000 of the just concluded Nigerian International Energy Summit held in Abuja. The 180,000 barrels per day Trans-Niger pipeline had remained shut for more than 1 year from March 2022 to March oil price are used. He added that the oil loss was often viewed as affecting Nigeria's oil production quota to the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Company Limited, LNPC, Mele Kyari, has said that so far it has spent $1.1 billion on the construction of the $2.8 billion Ajaokuta-Kaduna-Kano gas pipeline project. He added that the NNPC Limited currently owed no single dollar to its contractors and had paid all of its invoices. Recall that the Vice President, Yemi Osibanjo, had said that the $2.8 billion natural gas pipeline project was 40 Nigeria PSN Lagos State Chapter. Bolagade Iyola says despite a series of intervention programs against the malaria epidemic in recent times, Nigeria still spent an estimated sum in malaria in Nigeria ranges from approximately 700 naira to 3,000 naira, depending on the type of treatment and the healthcare facility visited. Iyola noted that the cost for treating complicated malaria could be significantly higher, ranging from 20,000 care budget on malaria control, prevention and treatment, adding that malaria reduces productivity, increases healthcare costs, and affects tourism and foreign investment in the country. Advise individuals that snore to keep medical intervention, warning that it increases the risk of heart attack, stroke, and other debilitating health challenges. But Idris, who works at the University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, can prescribe the best form of treatment to them. The medical consultant noted that treatment for snoring is individualized, adding that some people might need lifestyle modification to address the potential victory over championship playoff rivals Middlesbrough to strengthen their place in third. The visitors took the early initiative in an entertaining meeting at the Kenilworth Road, with Captain Morris scored from the spot after appearing to fall with minimal contact from Borough keeper Zach Steffen while trying to round him. A Luton's Town win, the first time they have won 5 consecutive home games since December 2018, showing that a Sheffield United victory against West Brom on Wednesday will see the Blades join Burnley in the Premier League. With Borough likely to finish 4th, the two could meet again in the Championship playoffs at finals on Wembley in May 29, 2027. According to FIFA Secretary General Fatma Samura, countries have to submit their full bids by the 19th of May, and the host will be chosen by the FIFA Congress via public voting on 17th of May 2020 August. On our entertainment front, Twitter has reportedly given a fake Disney account verification status. Was allegedly tweeting vile content but managed to be verified with a gold tick before being suspended. Well, it comes as confusion continues at how Twitter's updated verification system is working. Last week, Twitter dropped blue marks from Legacy, which were verified accounts, and there was a new color scheme to its verification system under the guide. Almost every user with more than 1 million followers receiving a new blue tick. But still in entertainment, famous Nigerian actor was sharing a clip of the concert on his Instagram page. The video appreciated his followers for their love and unmatched energy at the concert. But the Afrobeat singer hinted that updating his support for the singer. And that's all we have for you at this time. Many thanks indeed for joining us. Don't forget the.ng. And you've been watching the news at 2. Thanks for joining us. I'm Raymond Ita. Enjoy the rest of your day.